32 years today, we walked down the aisle.
Even though he was an hour late.
You got cold feet?
I did. Plus the night prior, my bachelor's party with the fellas. And
What happened at the bachelor party?
I've learned in life some things you need to take to the graveyard.
Oh, come on. When I met him, he told me, you're my starter, but I got other ones on the bench. I want the women to know out there, I didn't know Jesus. And I was preconditioned to think this way because my mother divorced my father for infidelity. And I'd always thought if you could just forgive him, our family would stay together. A couple months after we got married, he looked at me and said, I never had fun. Literally, he backslid for 5 years. One of his girlfriends came to my job to confront me because she found out about me. And I had to be like, chick, I'm the wife. But once I knew who I was, I realized, oh, the enemy's after him. So I began to pray for him, not for my husband, but as a soul.
I can remember before she had this encounter with God, I would come home 2-3 days later, my clothes would be bleached.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming home 2-3 days later, and she's like, what do you want for dinner?
And I finally prayed the prayer, Lord, do whatever it takes to save him.
Let's really talk about what we just witnessed because it is much bigger than just this one couple. I recently did a post on premarital counseling and how it's often harmful to women because instead of preparing you for partnership, it actually prepares you to sacrifice yourself quietly and in the name of commitment. And this right here, this is what happens when patriarchy puts on a pastor's hat and calls it holy. Marriage, especially in traditional and religious contexts, was never created for women. It was built by men for men in order to secure power, loyalty, legacy, and free labor. And when you add God into it, it becomes almost untouchable because now it's not just a social structure, it's a divine assignment, one where he sins and she serves, he cheats and she prays. Let's be clear, this isn't grace, it's grooming. Because women are taught that the highest expression of love is endurance, that your capacity to suffer silently somehow makes you spiritually strong, but it doesn't. It really makes you a vessel for his healing and a burial ground for your own. So no, this isn't about two people overcoming hardship. This is about a woman being trained to carry the weight of a man's immaturity and being told that it's God's will. And until we're ready to admit that religion is often used to sanctify male privilege, we'll keep seeing stories like this dressed up as testimonies, when really they're just trauma with a cross on top.